Good afternoon. Tom Ginn hosting G-Force, Monday G-Force. A lot's happening this week, and I'll be making some announcements here in a moment, but I'm so grateful for this moment, this day. It's just a reminder of the beauty and the gifts that have been given us when we take a step back and be able to look at it with gratitude. Everything around us, we can go to a place of gratitude and embrace that and uplift us. And so gratitude is a very powerful word. You know, I studied the book Gratitude Works, and I encourage everybody to pick up that book because it goes into a deep dive of how to enhance gratitude, how to make it part of everything you do, because it will enhance relationships, your business, get you through struggles, it'll get you through the obstacles of life, the storms of life, all those things. So gratitude works. Today I'm diving into a book, and it's when I first picked it up a number of years ago. I looked at it, I read it. It was what would I call it? What probably wasn't ready for the message. You know, I just took it in and said, you know, it's a nice story about the ant and the elephant. And I'll be covering this book here over the next several weeks, covering some key principles about this and how these principles, the elephant, the ant, really work. It's about your mind. It's about your thinking. And so that's what I work with my clients, is help them better understand the results we get in life are directly related to our subconscious thinking. So we'll be getting into this here in a moment. We're going to start out a couple points I think are really important to start contemplating where you're at, where you want to go. But before I do that, I want to make sure I get the announcements in, and I'll be doing the announcements here at the end as well, is share this, tag your friends. You know, Friday is my interview day, and I'm bringing in a very special guest. And I was introduced to this person from Ken Wall's group. It's not Mark Vincent Hansen coming in, but Mark Vincent Hansen was doing some training and teaching, and one of his key people in his business was in the meeting, and I believed what he was saying everybody needed to hear. So I reached out to him, and he is going to be a guest on Friday. And I'm going to share with you who this is going to be. Preston Weeks. Very impressive young man. He's done some phenomenal things in business. He's got a new platform that I'm excited to talk to him about. It's about EQ, is his program understanding how emotional intelligence works, because what I teach is emotional intelligence, is the subconscious thinking, and how do you build that. So I can't wait to have that conversation with Preston on Friday. That's going to be a great deep dive on understanding the principles of thinking and how to win in that area. So that's who's coming in on Friday. I'm going to show his banner right here. There's Preston, Operation X, and he's worked with some of the most significant influencers in business. He's helped countless number of people change their course of direction and have greater success. So I can't wait to interview Preston Weeks this coming Friday. So turn on your notifications, and we'll see you there. So, and we'll be talking about the principles in and around the thinking of gratitude as well. So tag and share. And if you need anything from me, a schedule free consultation. There's my calendar. I'd be glad to talk with you anything about gratitude. If you're stuck, I'd love to be able to help you on any way I can. I got a little bit of an allergy thing going on here, but I'm grateful for that as well. I have to laugh as I go through dealing with the allergies here this afternoon. But let's get into this right here. Life should be a fulfilling journey, not just a struggle to survive. Life should be a fulfilling journey, not just a struggle to survive. And you know, when I deal with my clients and I interview with them, and we're figuring out where they're at and where they want to go, part of the conversation is that they're talking about struggle and surviving. And whatever we think about the most, that's what we're end up having in our lives. So if we're thinking about things are struggle, things will always be a struggle. If we're thinking about just getting by and surviving, we are just going to do those things to get by and survive. See, life is a journey, and it should be fulfilling. Yes, we are going to have obstacles. We're going to have the storms of life blow in front of us. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. In this book, A Deer, the ant and the elephant, the parable of what this story is really about. And so I'll cover one quick lesson is, you know, we go about our life. Things seem to be going okay. We get up in the morning, we've got our routines. We jump in the car, we go to our jobs, we go to our businesses. We get in that I call a habitual habit of operating. And we're not really prepared for what might be coming down the road. The flat tire, car accident. We can just sort of go on and on and on about we're not prepared for that. How we respond to it, how we deal with that is going to be critical, because we are programmed for survival. And when those circumstances come up, most people, including myself at one time, used to strictly react. So when I started reading this book again, I wanted to start out with a dare. A dare is the ant. And the ant is the conscious mind. The elephant is the subconscious mind. And we think our conscious mind is going to steer the elephant. The subconscious mind doesn't happen that way. That elephant is powerful. It is strong. And an ant on the back is not going to take the reins and turn the elephant. It's impossible until we understand how to create and understand the subconscious mind. It's powerful. It is either going to work for you or against you. You have been programmed. Most human beings are operating a program up to age 7, how they view the world, how they react or respond to the stimuli of the world, the struggles of life. You know, mine growing up and when dealing with prosperity and money, my parents grew up in the Depression era. So when growing up as a young child, all I heard when it came about money, it was all negative about money. We don't have enough. We can't do that. That money is, it's evil, or it's wrong concept about money. And that was inbred and ingrained in me as a young child. I had nothing to base that on. So my subconscious mind just accepted it. And I operated on that programming of lack mentality, for years, even in my business and my career, I've had different levels of success, but I always hit the ceiling. Always hit the ceiling. And there's a lot of other things I came to find out about that, but part of it was the lack mentality that money is for somebody else. You're not worthy of, a lot of false programming around money and prosperity. And that held me down the type of money I made. And my colleagues and my business associates always said, Tom, why do you keep stopping? You're right over you're on the next step to the next level, whatever that might mean. And I didn't have answers until I got coached and then had the self-examination of what my thinking was in and around anything. What was my first thought? See, first thoughts tell you exactly what your paradigms are, your belief systems. Your first thoughts is the direction your bus that you're driving is going, or the elephant. That's your subconscious. It's driving you. So the great thing is when we come through awareness, can we then make the changes? And that's a fulfilling exercise, the growth. It's a journey. It's exciting. How many times when you're going to go someplace on a vacation, never been there before, you got a sense of anxiety, a little bit of fear, all sorts of things come in. Am I going to make it to the airport on time? Do I pack the right amount of stuff? Is it going to be safe? And all the different things are going on in our minds. But we're excited to get there. See, we are emotional creatures. And the reason I want to cover that is that when we understand the emotions are the things that drive us in the direction we want to go or not go, we're now in control. So I'm going to start out with Adair. Adair is an ant. And just vision this. An ant colony or ant hive out in the middle of the Sahara in Africa. And the ants are scurrying all day long, and they're doing their task, and they're in their routines, and they're going out and gathering food and bringing back. Each ant has certain chores and obligation to do. Some are warriors to protect the ant hill. Others are just gatherers. Some are doing other things inside the ant hill. And Adair is the ant that we're going to reference in this book. And night came upon, and a huge storm was rolling through the Sahara. Lightning, thunder, and rain. And they knew that was something up, so they had to want to protect the provisions and protect the colony and protect the queen. So everybody was scurrying around with hecticness. I think I made up a word there. And just look around our lives. Is that our lives is looking that there's so much stuff going on, and we don't know who's doing what and why they're doing what, but we just know that there's crazy stuff that's going on. Well, Adair had his role to do, and he was doing it, and he was doing it quite well. But the rain came and washed everything away, and he was picked up in the wind and just spun and had no idea where he was at. He was in straight fear, chaos. And the wind died down, and Adair lands on the ground. No idea where he was. The colony's gone. No reference point, all new. And Adair was just besides himself. Can you relate this to anything that's going on in your life? The storm has picked you up, and even last year in COVID and all that, did that storm pick you up and throw you out into the middle of the desert, and you wake up and you didn't know what to do? all your familiarity, your comforts. You've got a new set of circumstances to deal with. You only have two options. Only two options: adapt or perish. Adapt or perish. So that was Adair. His whole world of what he knew, his culture of the ant hive, was totally disrupted. There weren't any other ants around. Felt lost, scared. And he started reflecting on that experience. And what could he draw from past experience? He went to a place of evaluating what he did under trauma, under duress, because the ant hives had been attacked by I don't know what they call those animals that break into ant hives. Had experienced all that, so he was able to take that intellectual thinking, the knowledge-based thinking, and started sorting out and making some rational decisions. But he was in such a state of emotional turmoil, and he was in struggle. He was struggling to survive. See, the rational, logical mind, the ant's mind, that's yours and I's mind, that's a conscious mind, has a lot of power and has a lot of ways for us to sort things out. But how we proceed is not going to be based on our knowledge. It's going to be based on the emotions that we harnessed. So that was just in the first several 20, 30 pages or so. And really talked about his struggle, and he was just thrown into the wind and came down totally shook up. Didn't know if he was going to make it or not. Thought about quitting, thought about giving up and just surrendering. And he recognized that he was following the same old paths before, and now he's on a whole new path today. And he recognized that danger is lurking everywhere. And he was starting to really start evaluating how he was operating this. He was all logic, all reason, all fear. And he was just struggling, like we all do. Are you struggling today? What's the hectic, the things that are hectic going on? What are you struggling with? See, our logical, reasonable mind has been programmed. And through this process, Adair started thinking about possibilities. What were the possibilities for this tiny ant in the middle of the Sahara by himself, his whole ant colony gone, everything he knew, everything is gone. What is he going to do? He thought he was losing his mind. Staying in anxiety. See, unfortunately, most people's lives, when struggle comes in, they're full of anxiety. And one of the things I like working with and with my clients is this stick person is really understanding this is your conscious mind at the top half, subconscious here. And Adair was operating fully out of ignorance and worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, suppression, depression, disease. He was ready to give up. And it's only through the subconscious when we get into the elephant understanding It's ignorance. He didn't have all the information he needed, so he stayed in this state. And so this is a very powerful picture to understand. Very powerful picture to understand. Are you struggling? Well, I can't wait to get into the next few pages on Wednesday, because he had an epiphany. He had an epiphany of an understanding, and it was through a new perspective. He went to gratitude. That's amazing. Every time I turn around, there's something out there that gratitude is a reference point to get through struggles. And so he focused on how wonderful it would be to finally find the way to the oasis, the safe place that he was looking for. So he shifted his thinking, but he didn't recognize what that feeling was. And that's what we're going to get into later in this book, and later, is that how our emotions drive this statement. Fulfilling. What is fulfilling for you? What is your why? What is your vision? These are things I work with my clients, is better understanding those principles. Fulfilling, because that's the bedrock that's going to get you through the difficulty of times, the storms of life that picks you up and throws you out in the middle of the Sahara, take you out of your everything you know, your routines, your habits, your environments that you were comfortable with. In life is going to throw us storms, no doubt about it. It is not a matter if, but just when. It could happen right now. It could happen next week. It could happen 5 years from now. And many times people are thinking about the future worst case scenarios, and they're struggling all the time. They're operating in fear. So what's your struggles? Are you just in a survival mode or growth mode? I look at struggles as a way to grow. It's only through struggles do we get a new perspective, when we tie it with gratitude. So I appreciate everybody that has jumped on here, has watched it. Share this out. Before I forget to, I got another announcement about tonight. Mark Gassert and I co-host Elevate Your Profits. And tonight's interview, turn on your notification with Mark Gassert. We're going to be interviewing Randy Chafee. Old school, has made the pivot and shifted and changed in business, in mindset and attitude, and he's rocking it in business. And he's a colleague in our Grow Live Academy. He's doing live streams like this. I can't wait to as a fellow business person, salesperson, running several businesses, to hear how he's shifted, and he's going to bring a great story. Randy Chafee. So, turn on your notification with Mark Gassert. He will be streaming that with myself tonight. That is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. Elevate Your Profits. And then again, Friday, Operation X, Preston Weeks. We're going to have some deep diving around how this thing called emotional intelligence drives everything. That's the subconscious, your belief systems, your attitudes, how they're formed. So I really can't wait. He has worked with some of the greatest minds and business people in the world. Young man, and I can't wait to have him share on Friday. So turn on your notifications for Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to cut it short here today is that, yes, we're insignificant in size in relationship to the universe, but we're not insignificant in power when we understand our subconscious, the elephant, the power that we have. So it's through gratitude that I'm here today to be able to share. It's a cute book. I don't know if that's the right word to use, cute, but it's a fun, easy read, but it's deep and it's powerful. It has you reflect how you're operating, putting yourself in the mind of an ant. And then later in the book is going to put you in the mind of the elephant, the power. The power. This is what I'm going to be referring to here, the powerful elephant. Nothing can really hold it back but itself. Do you have a tether? Are you staked to the ground? Do you have limiting beliefs? It's only through growth, challenges, and that we change from struggle to opportunity, not to survive, but to thrive. So it's all a mental game. And so with that all said, everybody have a great day. See you on Wednesday. We're going to dive a little bit deeper in Adair, his thinking, and the introduction to the elephant. The most powerful thing that we have is our subconscious. It's as powerful as an elephant. Have a great day. God bless. We're signing out.